Right. So there are certain, I would like to discuss certain 3D shapes volumes, how to calculate them. So maybe you're going to see the boxes like this. So which is called a cube. Right, so this is a three-dimensional object. If you want to find the volume of this is called cube. If you want to find the volume, so simply go with the base area times height. So here base is a square. Base is a square. So square area, say, the sides are all equal. So this is x, this is x, this is x, all are x's. So square area is going to be x times x. And the height is also x, because since it's a cube, all sides are same. So multiply with height, which is still times x, so which is going to be x cubed. So this is the key formula that you need to memorize. So volume, this formula is applicable for cube. Now I'm going to draw a rectangular prism, you can call it. This is our cuboid, you can call it. So let me draw the cuboid. So the cuboid is going to look like this. Right? So this is cuboid with different dimensions. See, that's a cube, all sides are same, but here it's having, again, still the same concept, like, two parallel bases are the rectangles, right? So these two, if you take it as the base, these two you can take them as base, or these two you can take them as base, doesn't matter. So the bottom is the base, and obviously this is going to be height. So, but this time the base is a rectangle, right? So rectangle has different dimensions. So if I take this as like length L and width W, and the height would be H. So if you want to calculate the volume of this cuboid, or we call this as, so this is called a cuboid, or you can call it rectangular prism. Rectangular prism. When I say prism, it has two parallel bases, right? Two parallel bases, and distance between them is called the height. You can see like this, or you can also see like this. These are the two parallel bases, and this is the height. Got it? Right, so I'm taking like this. These two are my parallel bases, and distance between the bases is called the height. So this is called a rectangular prism or cuboid. So if you want to calculate the volume, again, use the same formula that I had written there, which is base area multiplied with height, right? Base area multiplied with height. Now, let's see what the base here. How do we determine the base? Base is nothing but the two parallel bases, two parallel faces. So I'm going to take these two as my parallel faces. So the face is a rectangle. So this time I'm going with rectangle area. So rectangle area multiplied with height. Height of the shape is nothing but distance between the two faces. So these are the two faces. Distance between them is this. So times H. Now, let me go with the rectangle area. So rectangle has dimensions, length and width. So area is going to be length times width multiplied with the height. So the volume is going to be L times W times H. So this is the volume formula, right? Ultimately, again, the key thing is this. For any three-dimensional shape, when they talk about the prism kind of thing, use the same formula. Volume is always equal to base area multiplied with height. So you always need to identify the bases here. Bases are always the parallel faces, okay? The parallel faces, and the height is distance between the parallel faces. Now I'm going to show you one more shape, which is called triangular prism, right? Here's a diagram for the triangular prism. Right, so two parallel faces, I'm connecting the respective corners. So see, you got the shape of a triangular prism. Now I have two parallel faces as triangles. Not, besides these two faces, you have like a rectangular face here, and the bottom is a rectangle, and the back one is also a rectangle. So there are three rectangular faces and two triangular faces, right? So the parallel two triangular faces, they are called as the bases, right? So this is a base, this triangle is another base. So distance between the bases, this is called the height of this triangular prism. So now the base is a triangular shape, right? With the dimensions like, since it makes a right corner here, right angle here. So this is a triangle with base as B, base length as B. And the height of this triangle is going to be h, if I take it. And the height, which is the distance height of the, this height and this height both are different. This is the height of the triangle, but this is the height means which is distance between the two parallel faces, which is the height of the triangular prism, right? So two things, height of the triangular prism, height of the triangle. See the difference? So I'm going to call the height of the triangular prism is going to be x. So again, I'm going to use the same formula that I used here. So volume equals base area times height, right? What is base here? Base is the triangle. So now I'm going with triangle area times height. Height is like height of the prism. Height of the prism is x, so I'm going to write x here. So, but the triangle area formula is 1/2 times base times height multiplied with x. So 1/2 times base is what? B times height is what? H times what is height of the prism? X. So this is the volume formula for this triangle. See, again, I'm using the same formula here. Volume of any kind of prism, that may be a cube, maybe a cuboid, maybe a triangular prism, or we can call this as rectangular prism too. Any of them. So the volume formula goes like this. Volume is basically base area multiplied with height. And you decide the base is what shape. Remember, when you're deciding the base, two parallel faces. Two parallel faces, right? And when you decide the height, height is the distance between two parallel faces, right? So if you identify the base is what shape? Sometimes it may be rectangle, sometimes it may be triangle, right? It may be a square. So basing on that, you decide the area and then go with the height, which is the distance between the two parallel faces, multiply both, you get the volume of the shape. I hope it got cleared.